Hello, friends. Welcome to the last and final week of Build Resilience to Manage Stress. It has been so much fun going through all of the different segments in this 7-week series with you all since the beginning of September. Today, we will be wrapping up. We'll be talking about the last proponent of helping with stress management. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So you can see here over the last 7 weeks what we have covered, with this being week 7, and we will be talking about one of my favorite things, which is sleep. So we'll be talking about how to manage stress with sleep, and not just by sleeping it off, right? But really gearing in and dialing into what sleep can do for us when it comes to stress management. So let's take a little guess. How much sleep is enough? A, 5 to 6 hours, B, 6 to 7 hours, C, 7 to 8 hours, or D, 8 to 9 hours. Go ahead and pop it in the chat. Everybody is saying C, 7 to 8 hours. So we'll let everybody answer. We've got a B in there. So today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is sleep. Who doesn't love some good sleep, right? I mean, I know I absolutely need my good sleep, but I was really curious when I was making this slide deck about how much sleep is enough sleep. And for those of you who answered C, 7 to 8 hours, switch the slide, you are correct. So very nice. The correct answer is 7 to 8 hours a night, which may have surprised you. You may feel like, gosh, that's a lot of sleep. Or you may feel like, man, that's just a drop in the bucket. But to function well, many people need this much sleep every night, though some people need more to function at their best, and others may be able to get by on less sleep. I am definitely a 7 to 9 hour girl. So I'm somewhere between category C and category D, and less than that, and I am just not in a good place. So if you don't get the sleep that you need, you can obviously be left feeling tired, less alert, less able to concentrate, sluggish, unable to process complex information, and less able to make good decisions. Even your hormones can become out of whack without enough sleep, including the hormones that regulate your appetite. So I'm curious, do you often wake up wishing you had more time to sleep, push the snooze button on your alarm clock, wake up feeling less than refreshed? If anybody wants to admit to any of those things, feel free to use the chat. I have definitely done all 3 of those things, but I will say, now that I find my pattern in sleep, I don't have any of those. But if you do experience some of these things on a routine basis, you could possibly use some more time for sleep. Or if you find yourself fighting fatigue during the day, that might also be a sign that you're either not getting enough sleep or not getting enough quality sleep at night, right? Because there's a difference, obviously, between the sleep that we get and the quality of sleep. So not just the time. So somebody says in the chat, I can't sleep through the night, so I always wake up feeling less than refreshed. So just so you guys know, there can be some vitamin and mineral deficiencies if you have difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. This is like a little aside here because I don't think it's covered in the slide deck, but if you're somebody that struggles with either falling asleep or staying asleep, there can be some nutrient deficiencies in your diet. Definitely reach out, email me, send me a carrier pigeon, whatever. Let's connect so that we can make sure that you're covering all of your bases for the nutrients you need to get good sleep. We can absolutely help you with health coaching on that, and you can earn your incentive for coaching by doing that too. There are many things that can affect our quality of sleep, which in turn can have a direct effect on our health. Stress and sleep have a close relationship, and one can certainly impact the other, and vice versa, right? Extreme long-term stress can affect our health, making us more likely to get an illness or an infection. And this makes stress and sleep difficulties an unhealthy combination. Understanding what causes stress in your life and learning effective coping strategies can go a long way towards better sleep and better health overall. And Lauren commented in the chat and she said, I took the TV out of my room and that helped a lot. Yes, Lauren, I'm right there with you. I removed the TV from my bedroom several years ago, and I get comments on that from like friends and family that are surprised that I don't have a TV in my bedroom, but truly it has helped improve my sleep a lot. So if you have trouble sleeping, if you're feeling exhausted in the morning, like one of our members that commented in the chat, know that you're not alone. Sleep difficulties come in many forms, from having trouble getting to sleep and staying asleep to problems with waking up too early. Sleep disturbances can be either more short-term, what's called transient, or ongoing. So let's go ahead and explore that together. So a little bit of a closer look. We've got some short-term things listed here, and then some of those more ongoing. Obviously, there are sleep disorders such as sleep apnea, which may present as excessive snoring, or restless leg syndrome that can prevent people from getting a very good restful night's sleep. Definitely talk to your in-network provider if you think you may be experiencing either one of those sleep disorders. But as far as short-term or transient sleep troubles, these can last for several nights or even a couple of weeks. They usually get better on their own. They're often caused by stress or overexcitement, exercising too closely to bedtime, or by brief illness. Like if your nose is all stopped up or you're coughing a lot, you're going to have difficulty sleeping, right? They can also develop after long journeys across multiple time zones, also known as jet lag, when our brain just wants to be wide awake in a time that we're not usually awake because of the jet lag. Now, the ongoing sleep troubles, this is when you're having difficulty sleeping that lasts longer than a few weeks, with poor sleep happening most nights of the week. It can also have many different causes, but can all be improved by taking some sort of action, right? So the first step is just making a move, and it may require help of an in-network doctor to find out what's causing the problem. So you may need a sleep study, or you may need some medication or some other kind of medical intervention. So preparing for a good night's sleep. Getting enough sleep can be difficult for so many reasons, including higher workloads, caring for small children, and a noisy or bright environment. So let's talk about some tips together to get the sleep that you need to feel rested and ready to tackle the day. The first one is developing a routine. So just like anybody in here who might have children and knows, kids love a bedtime routine. Adults are kind of the same way. We just tend to get out of that routine. Going to bed and getting up at the same time each day, even on the weekends, allowing yourself 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. That type of sleep routine is so important to our brain's function through the day. At first, you may miss sleeping in, but once you're regularly getting the right amount of sleep, you'll probably feel better. Number 2 is not sleeping during the day. This one is really tough for me. I love a nap, you guys. I really do. But try not to nap. If you really, really have to have a nap, try to limit it to 20 to 30 minutes, because then you're not going to confuse your body's sleep cycle for that evening. Watching what you eat and drink, avoiding caffeinated beverages before bed because they can make us feel restless or keep us up all night. Also being careful with alcohol because it contributes to sleep being more shallow and easily disturbed, as well as abnormal dream periods and early morning waking, right? Has anybody like gone out and had some drinks and then the next morning your brain is up at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, like, hello, and you're like, man, I really wish I could sleep longer. Alcohol can be the cause for that. And that has definitely happened to me before. Medicines and supplements can also influence your ability to sleep. Talking to your in-network provider about the impact that these medications might have and the best time of day to take them could also help with sleep. And another great tip is just to spend the last hour before bed reading, watching non-violent television, or listening to relaxing music, just to kind of calm your mind down and get you ready to sleep. Some additional tips here are preparing throughout the day. Exercising in the afternoon rather than the evening can help prepare your body for good sleep. Exercise raises the body's temperature, which then leads to a corresponding fall in temperature 5 or 6 hours later, which could ease you right into sleep. Having a warm bath and then changing into loose, comfortable clothing, writing down all the things that you need to do the next day so that you don't lay awake thinking about them. Relaxing, doing relaxation exercises like meditation or mindfulness shortly before you go to bed can clear your mind and help you get a good night's rest. Avoid working or watching TV in bed. Use your bed only for sleeping. If you find yourself laying awake, staring at the clock, get up, go to another room, and do something relaxing, such as reading a book until you feel tired again. Some people find different background noises help them drift off to sleep, while others prefer silence. Experiment to see what works for you, because it may be different what works for you, your significant other, your friends, your family, etc. And of course, be patient. When you do go to bed, don't expect to fall asleep the same moment that your head hits the pillow, and don't panic if you feel like you aren't getting to sleep. If you're tired, sleep will come, but the more you worry about it, the more you are likely to slow down how quickly it arrives. So eating at regular intervals can help maintain blood sugar levels, and that can also help with how you feel and how you sleep. So when we're talking about regulating our sleep in wake time, we're also talking about getting into the same rhythm of when we're eating and what we're eating when we're eating it, right? So if we consistently wake up at 7 o'clock, we know we have breakfast at 8 o'clock and our routine kind of gets kicked off that way, it can improve how we're sleeping. Trying to catch up on your sleep by sleeping in on the days when you can may lead to more difficulty sleeping on days when you have a normal schedule. So trying to set regular bedtimes and wake up times and sticking to them as closely as possible, even on the weekends, will help with your success. Sleep and productivity. Sometimes when we're not getting enough sleep, it can really influence our productivity negatively, right? And there's some other things to know too. Our body repairs and restores itself while we sleep, and it's vital that we sleep to keep our body and mind functioning properly. A good night's sleep can enhance observational skills, boost our motivation, and improve our ability to process and interpret data. Not getting enough sleep prevents repair and growth and can lead to symptoms of fatigue or tiredness. Getting enough sleep also is recognized as an important matter of public health. Sleepiness is connected to motor vehicle crashes, industrial disasters, medical and other job-related errors. And there are people that have said that sleepy driving is akin to drunk driving, with just how drowsy we are and the lack of cognitive ability when we're that tired. So that's a wrap as far as today's session. If you're looking for personal solutions to stress or sleeplessness, please feel free to reach out. I am going to stop the recording